Hey y'all, it's your girl Binky Bianca back with some more 3G's news. And today we're talking about Sean Diddy Combs. So there's been an update already on his case. So according to ABC7.com, Sean Diddy Combs has been charged with ex-trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering conspiracy, alleging he ran an enterprise that he engaged in ex-trafficking, forced labor, or kidnapping, arson, and other crimes, according to the indictment unsealed on Tuesday. Combs was arrested at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, and he spent the night in federal custody, sources told ABC News. He will be arraigned in federal court on Tuesday. A federal grand jury in Manhattan returned an indictment against Combs, which set in motion his arrest, sources told ABC News. Combs knew this was coming, the music mogul's lawyer Mark Agnifilo told reporters Tuesday on his way into federal court. "We brought him to New York 2 weeks ago because, sure, we knew this day would come and it's here." He said Combs has anticipated federal charges ever since the March raids on his homes in Florida and California. Combs' spirits are good, Agnifilo said, adding he's dealing with this head on, the way he has dealt with every challenge in his life. Agnifilo said in an earlier statement, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the Black community. He is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal," Agnifilo said. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. "Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court." Okay, so that is the update on what's going on today. So it's getting really real. You know, Puffy has been arrested for some pretty serious charges, and I believe that this was all kicked off, honestly, by the lawsuit that Cassie filed against him last November. Okay, it hasn't been a year quite yet, but I remember that kind of shook everything up, because while we have heard a lot of things about Puffy over the years, it was usually like disgruntled artists, right? And so I think people would chalk it up to like, oh, they're mad because they're broke and they didn't get money, or they signed bad contracts and whatever. And I think people were very dismissive of it. But when she came out and detailed some of the things that he did, and she was naming names, and he settled in one day, everybody was side-eyeing him then, because, and I said this back then, in her lawsuit, that was a preview of what was to come. She was naming names and she was giving details, and if that thing was gonna hit, he did not want it to hit with all the names and all the details, and so I think he tried to squash it. Now, I'm sure there was some kind of NDA signed, right, about this, and he thought that was going to go away. But I don't think an NDA applies to crimes, so to criminal activity. So this is now a criminal case. This is not a civil case. And she may be compelled to testify. Okay, and if this is public, it's going to all be out there, and she wouldn't be breaking her NDA, because I don't know this for a fact, but I believe that a criminal case would supersede any kind of NDA. And I also wonder, like, would she have brought this case had he not been antagonizing her? And by antagonizing her, I mean that, he would say things on social media about her. If a picture was posted on a blog about her, he would comment sometimes, and it was never negative, but he would comment on her, and like, happy Mother's Day to her or whatever. And it's, her husband would get upset. And I think, and he also would sing about her in songs, you know what I'm saying? And her husband would get very annoyed by that. And I think it was because, at the end of the day, he has to deal with her. Like, the husband lives with her and their children. So whatever Puffy was doing was probably setting her off in the privacy of their home, and he was getting tired of that. You know, Puffy also did thank her or something like that for being with him in the dark times. You know, we saw some of how dark the times were, but like, why are you even saying my name? I have left you alone. I've moved on. I have family now, but you keep antagonizing me. Okay, so I wonder, did that make her want to file, or was she already set in motion with that, and that was his way of being like, girl, I'll say whatever I want about you and I'm not gonna pay you nothing. Like, whatever. So who's to say what happened between them? You know, gonna find out. I think we are gonna find out in court just what happened between them. If it hasn't reached the statute of limitations, we'll see. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that Puffy's getting a raw deal? Do you think he's gonna walk away from this unscathed? Do you think that he's gonna walk away from this, but it's never gonna be the same again for him? I'm sure now that we're definitely gonna be talking about this on Wednesday's episode of the 3Gs podcast, which, you know, airs 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, featuring AP, Pac G, Black GMS, and myself, Binky Bianca. Make sure y'all leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Later.